to the Metal Bob Live podcast. I am your host, Metal Bob. Today's show is brought to you by Legend Picks, also artist Jeremiah Kalleck. And please help me welcome our newest sponsor, the Texas Vinyl Coalition. You can find links to our sponsors and more on the Metal Bob Live website. There you can also find links to the latest Metal Bob gear, including shirts, hoodies, and more. On today's show, I had the honor of speaking with Terry Dunn, the lead guitarist and founder of the band Banshee. We discussed their latest release, The Madness, and also what's next for Banshee. So sit back, have a listen, and enjoy the show. Thank you. Terry Dunn, what's up, brother?
Hey, Bobby. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate your time today, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Long time no talk.
That's all good, man.
Been a while. How you been?
I've been great, man. It means a lot for you calling in. It really does.
Oh, man, no problem, dude. Anytime, I'm just sitting here on a boring Sunday in Michigan having some coffee and, just kicking back.
Man,
enjoying the day.
When you going to get back to the KC, man?
Well, I don't know. It's like with all this fucking, COVID shit, we're kind of waiting for that to kind of pass over and waiting for the music market to kind of kick back in,
Right.
But I think we're working on a new record right now, and it's going to be out sometime this year. We're talking about doing a mini tour starting like in Kansas and Missouri and working our way down to Texas and then spending like about 3 to 4 weeks in Texas just playing shows all over Texas.
Nice. Well, I'll be there, brother, and I'll be looking you up because I owe you like 6 or 7 beers by now.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's shit. We'll get plastered.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in Columbia now. I think I told you that a while back, and I was kind of hoping.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did mention that. You're in Columbia, Missouri?
Yes, sir. And Kansas City.
College town, man.
Yeah, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump when you're in Kansas City, brother.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I would drive right through Columbia when I drive back into Kansas City if I take that route. Well,
next time you come this way, let me know, man, because I'm gonna hook you up with some brewskis.
Dude, that sounds great, dude. I'm kind of needing a trip to Kansas City. It's been a while. The only reason that I kind of stay away from Kansas City is just because of all the negativity coming out of the Tommy Flood camp. But, I don't really let it bother me. But, he's really muddied the waters for me in Kansas City, so to speak, with just, so much hate speech against me, because I put Banshee back together.
Well, that's your right, brother. I mean, that's your bread and butter, man.
Well, the thing is, dude, I don't know. Did you read the interview I did for Sleaze Rocks?
I did not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, check it out, man, because I talk about, why there's a disconnect between me and the other members. Basically, it's just that they've tried to lie and misinform people about my contributions to the band. It's like, there's so much hypocrisy. It's such a long story and so drawn out. But, when you got somebody for 30 years, dude, that's trying to destroy you and your credibility and your character, it gets a little old.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man.
You get tired of it, man.
Well, I'll chime in on it. They can all kiss my ass because Terry Dunn's a bad motherfucker. How's that?
Wow, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Hey, man, I'm not doing this to piss anybody off. I'm doing it because I started the band and, people still wanted to hear some Banshee. And I figured, it's, even if it's not the original lineup, still, it's the new music is good. And, we'll develop some new fans, which we did. But, you're always going to have that demographic of old fans who will never accept anything new, Right.
And I'm not trying to piss anybody off either, man. The stuff you did with Terry was great. Or, I'm sorry, Tommy was great. But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was, dude.
Come on, man.
I just look at it. I look at it like, just between me and you, it's Tommy's fault that we lost our record deal. And I just kind of feel like, he should be a little more appreciative of me out there doing it and keeping the band name alive and also keeping his name alive,
Absolutely.
So I don't know. it's just one of those things, man. You know,
Cry in the Night was fucking amazing. That was groundbreaking, dude, for me when I was younger. I love that record.
That was a great record, dude. You know, this recent record we did, The Madness, I love the songs on it, the songwriting that we did, but the production was really not very good. And we were rushed in the studio, and I was sick that whole week, man. I should have been in the hospital, and I was sick. So when you're trying to write and record and you're sick, and you know, and you've got an engineer who's rushing you and really doesn't really have your best interest, you know, at heart, then, you know, shit happens. But, you know, I'm still happy with the record. People seem to be really happy with it.
Yeah, man. And, you know, how did you and George Call meet each other?
How did we hook up?
Yeah.
I have a friend in Louisiana who knew George. His name's Dean Kinney. He's a drummer and a good friend of mine. And he told me about this singer he knew in Texas. He was like, man, this guy's killer. He would be perfect for Banshee. And so I got online, I heard some of his stuff, and I was just blown away, man. I was like, God dang, this guy's the real deal, you know. He's smoking good. And so, you know, I got a hold of him and talked to him, and it's kind of a long story. Originally, George was going to come in and sing a Banshee tune. I was down in Louisiana filming with Billy the Exterminator.
Okay.
Remember that show?
Absolutely. I love Bill. I got a VexCon shirt, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was down there, and I was going to be in one of the episodes where I taught his wife how. You know, I engineered a song for his wife who wanted to get into the music business. She was terrible, by the way, but anyway, George was going to. One of the story plots was George was going to sit in, and we were going to play "Cry in the Night." And none of this ever ended up happening because it's a really long, crazy story, man. But that's how it started out. But then, you know, me and Chuck Hopkins got together, the old bass player from Banshee, and we decided to talk to George about putting Banshee back together with us, you know, and doing a record. And so after some talking and getting to know him and some negotiation, you know, we you know, he was on board, man, and you know, he smoked on Mindslave, dude. The guy was just phenomenal.
What a great record, too. Mindslave is amazing, brother. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
God. You know, and I've talked to George, man, and when you hear the guy talk, you wouldn't think those pipes come out of that voice, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I know. He sounds like he's real raspy sounding, and when he talks, you're thinking, how does this guy do it? And, you know, there's a funny story about that. He actually had throat surgery. I think he had some nodules on his larynx. And so he had throat surgery, and when he got out of the surgery, his voice, he had like an extra octave almost range, you know, on his high end.
Right.
And so, I don't know, man. It was really miraculous the way it happened, man. But he's just, man, after that surgery, he was even a better singer. He thought it would affect his singing, but it made it better. And the thing about George is, man, he can go out 7 nights a week and sing without complaining about his monitor mix. You know, all the shit that I used to have to deal with on a daily basis. I don't have to deal with any of that shit with him.
Nice.
So that's nice.
Well, I'll tell you. So my first interaction with you, this has been a while back, but you might remember you guys played a show at Davenport, Iowa. It was at the Redstone Room. Do you remember that?
Oh, God, dude. Davenport, Iowa?
Davenport, Iowa. It's probably been about 5 or 6 years ago you guys did a show there.
On
the Redstone Room.
The Mindslave tour.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that would have been in 2012.
Yeah, and it was. Yeah, okay, it's been a while. I actually got one of the promo posters here you signed for me from that show.
Cool.
I got it framed up here, man. And there wasn't a ton of people there, but I'll tell you what, you guys, my God, you guys played like there was 1,000 people in that room. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, that was a good tour, and by the end of the 4 months, we were really playing great. We had problems, though. The bass player we were using was just, oh, God, it was a nightmare scenario. And, you know, I mean, the thing is, dude, you know, we hadn't been out in, you know, it had been 20 years since Banshee had done anything. And when you're gone from the industry that long, you kind of have to start over as far as your promotion and getting people back into the band. So that's why there wasn't crowds. Not to mention that there was really no promotion. It's not like the old days, man, where you got radio spots and, tons of people heard about the show. Now it's pretty, social media is still good too, but it seemed like back in the old days, man, we drew a lot better. But like I said, we hadn't done anything in 20 years, so it's kind of a slow step up the ladder again, to get to where you were. But the cool thing is, after we played all those shows in 2012, all of the clubs wanted us back, and they wanted to double our pay. So that was nice.
Well, yeah,
and we've yet to do that. So
absolutely, and the thing is, that was one of the coolest shows I seen that year. I was like, man, these guys come out here and gave it their all, dude. It was unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that was a great 4 months, man. That was really a rocking 4 months. I'm trying to remember the club. What was the name of the club again?
Redstone Room in Davenport, Iowa.
Oh, yeah, that sounds so familiar. Was it a newer club? Real nice.
Yeah, it's fairly new. I mean, it was an upstairs deal. They had it downstairs and upstairs. You guys played upstairs, and it was, god damn, you guys blew the roof off that place.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that was a fun tour. We're looking forward to doing that again, man. I'd love to come back down there and play again.
Yeah, man. So the other thing that me and you have in common, we got a friend of ours that's a good friend of yours and good friend of mine, Mr. Jay Stabler.
Oh yeah, Jason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, love that guy, man. He's a diehard Banshee fan and just the most incredibly nice, gracious man I've ever met. He's really cool.
Yeah, I told him I'd give him a little shout out on here, man, because I was talking to you, brother.
Hey, Jay. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. You need to give me a ring sometime.
He is doing good, man.
That's good. I know that his band, he had a new band together that was playing out a lot more, and I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, they actually got to go do a gig down in Cabo, man.
Really?
Yeah, with this company. They sponsored the band. They went down there and played a show for the company down there in Cabo, man. But that was a good time.
Oh, man, that sounds like a blast. He's a really good guitar player, too. I think he underestimates himself because he's really a good player.
He is a very good guitar player, man. Jason's a good boy, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah. He is nice, man. He's cool.
So you guys have a title for your new album?
Actually, we do not. We're in the pre-production stages. I'm working with a producer in Michigan named Danny Nightmare, and he produced one of the songs on the Madness record, a song called Psychosis. That I just had this guitar riff, man, and we recorded it in my living room with 2 mics, and then he added a really cool string ensemble behind it and a kick drum. And just really, man, that's when I realized this guy has really got something special, I mean, he took something so simple and made it so much better, and he was able to hear it and hear in his mind what I was hearing. And we just, that song is just, man, I love that song. So we're working with him, and I'm working with a cat up here named Aaron Smith. He's a friend of mine. He's a drummer, bass player, guitar player, and I'm just rehearsing with him, working on the drum tracks with him, and we'll see what happens later as far as who goes out on the road with us. But yeah, man, we're just just working on the new material, and there's no name for the record. We're not really sure about the direction, as far as but it's going to be conceptual or what the lyrical content is going to be.
Right. I know one of my favorites off that is Into the Breakdown, and I love Dead Inside. Those are some great songs, bro.
Yeah, that's Jay's favorite song too on the record.
Yeah, that thing smokes,
Jay
man.
Stabler. Yeah, that's a great song, dude. It's got a really good in the pocket groove and beat. It's cool because everybody's got a favorite song, and it's like a good friend of mine, Dave Jensen. He likes the Madness, and he likes Psychosis. So it's just really cool to get different, critiques of the songs from different people who say, man, I can relate to that song. It moved me, or I could understand where you're coming from. Because a lot of the lyrical content on the Madness is about anxiety, depression, you know, suicide, you know, and as I said in the Sleaze Rocks interview, I just wanted to write lyrics that people could relate to, you know, and because a lot of people, I think, you know, especially the older Banshee fans, expected me to, you know, I think they were expecting more 80s style, you know, lyrical content, and I wanted to get away from that. You know, I wanted to retain you know, a classic metal feel, but I wanted to write lyrics about things that people could relate to and were closer to them. So that's when I got involved. I mean, actually on Mindslave, I think I wrote lyrics for like 3 songs. And then our manager, Steve Sussman, he helped write lyrics on The Madness.
Really?
Which was really cool. Yeah.
That is cool.
He helped.
That's different.
Yeah. Yeah, he helped write. Well, you know, the thing is, we were talking one day, and, you know, Steve suffers from, you know, some of the same things I do. You know, I'm got a lot of anxiety, and I've dealt with depression off and on for most of my life. And so we were thinking, you know, let's talk about this. You know, let's write some songs about it, you know, and see how people react. And it turned out really great, you know. I mean, it seems to be helping people, and like I said, people are relating to it, you know, and getting something out of it. So, you know, that's cool.
Right. And not to bring up any bad memories or anything, but is there any chance of you and Tommy ever trying to, like, you know, make amends? Or, I mean, is this just not going to happen?
I don't think so, dude. Me and Tommy have always had a very contentious relationship. You know, I'm not talking bad about the guy. He's got issues. We all have our issues. The difference is people who admit they have issues and work on them as opposed to people who don't, you know. And there's just too much bad blood between us. You know, I mean, he seems to be on a campaign for the last 30 years of trying to destroy me and my credibility, my character. And, you know, I don't really foresee anything. You know, not only that, but, you know, Tommy hasn't sang in he hasn't done anything in over 25 years. And his voice pretty much, you know, is not there anymore. So I don't really. So I guess the answer to your question is most likely no.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I did reach out last year before we did this new album, just to see, you know, where he was, you know, where his head was at, if he'd be interested. But I think really it's more that he's just not vocally capable right now, more than anything. But, you know, like I said, our relationship has been we just never really got along, man. You know, we just always clashed.
Right.
And I would never want to go back to that. I mean, George, man, it's just like working with George is so refreshing and so nice. You know, I mean, I actually developed a friendship with George, which is something I never really developed with Tommy. So, and you got, you know, when you're in a group with other people, you know, with 4 other guys, man, or 3 other guys or whatever, you have to have that friendship and camaraderie. And if it's not there, then, you know, you're just going to be, you know, it's an uphill battle, you know?
Absolutely.
And you're just going to be fighting and not getting along, and it's going to reflect, you know, I mean, when you go to practice, you shouldn't leave feeling like you want to strangle somebody.
Exactly. I hear you, brother.
So, I guess no to your question.
That's okay, man. It's too bad because, you know, Tommy was very talented back in the 80s, man. I mean, I love.
Oh, dude, he was the guy had a phenomenal voice. He was great, and his contributions to the band were awesome. You know, I've never said, you know, tried to take that away from him or any of his contributions to the band. But the problem was, you know, it's just, you know, LSD, man, lead singer's disease. And that was the big problem.
I'm a lead singer, but I don't have lead singer disease. I love everybody, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a long story, you know, and a lot of it is stuff that I wouldn't really want to get into because it would just sound like I was being bitter and trying to lash out, which I'm not.
No.
But there's a lot more to the story than people realize, and if you read the Sleaze Rocks interview, it explains a lot of it, and you know, about where I'm coming from and just the things that happened. But you know, Chuck Hopkins is the only one in the band I really have a friendship with and a relationship with. yeah, unfortunately, I'm sure you probably heard that Bill Westfall passed away.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry
about a month
that.
ago.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, and that was really sucked. I mean, me and Bill had made amends with each other before he passed away, so I was really happy about that. And, but Chuck Hopkins, he was the original bass player on Crying the Night, and he also played bass on Mind Slave, and so I think he might be playing bass on this new one as well.
Cool.
So
yeah, we're looking forward to that, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I've just been kind of like everybody, I think, kind of just kind of freaked out about this whole COVID-19 thing, and so I think it's starting to kind of pass over, and I think we're beginning to get back to normal, I hope.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the music industry comes back, and
these
tours start back up.
It will, man. We're going to get through this thing.
Yeah.
Brother. We get through everything eventually,
I
man,
believe.
and,
Yeah, I believe so.
But no, man, the madness, Mind Slave, everything you guys have done has been freaking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Do you have a copy? You got the Madness?
I do.
Okay. I was going to say, I'll send you a copy if you don't.
Yeah, man, I love it. You can send me another copy if you want. I'll give it away on one of our giveaways. We do giveaways every month, so.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If you wanted to sign a copy
man,
and throw me one in the mail, I'll give it away on one of the next podcasts. Yeah,
text me your address, man, and I'll send you out a few things, that you could give away. Maybe some old stuff and some of the newer stuff.
That'd be great, man. And also, I want to thank you because a while back it's been a few years back, for one of my nieces, you gave me a package of stuff that was signed by you personally for my niece that passed away. And actually, her birthday was just this weekend, man. So,
cool.
Appreciate you, brother.
Well, tell her I said happy birthday, man.
I will, brother, man. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Let me know what I can send her. I'll send her something. I'll be a little late your birthday gift, but
Yeah. You're the man, brother.
I have no problem with that. Hey, man, thank you, dude. So are you, man. I love what you're doing. It's so important to have people like you still keeping metal alive, and promoting bands, It's just the industry has changed so much, and it's just really great to still have people like you, brother, doing what you're doing. Yeah. So I want to thank you.
Yeah, well, you're welcome, brother. We need to keep putting that name. It's funny that you say that because, the industry just does not promote 80s metal like they used to, man. And it just drives me fucking crazy. And you just recently, I'm sure you've seen the commercial that Rat was on a Geico commercial.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, did you know that song went back in the top 20 this week because of that commercial?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Just because of that commercial, Round and Round is back in the top 20 since like 84. Yeah,
man, that's great, dude. I'm really happy for him. I wish Warren DeMartini was still in the band, but
you and me both.
It is what it is. But the industry is so weird now, man. It's like we've really had to fight to do anything. It's like we've been trying to get on the cruise rock, cruise boat shows,
Yeah.
And we've just hit a brick wall, man. And we've even had our fans contact the guy that books the bands, and it's all political now, man. It's all who knows who and who's playing golf with who, and who's blowing who, and
exactly.
It's just fucked up, and but our new management, he's new, but he's so passionate about what he's doing, man, and he's just I just can't. There's no words to describe, how appreciative we are of everything he's done for us. But we're looking for distribution right now, for a distribution deal. So,
right on.
That's what he's working on.
Absolutely, man. And if there's anything I can ever do for you guys, dude, I'm available. I'll push it out there. I'll promote it.
Cool.
I'll throw it on my page. Whatever I can do for you guys, man, I'll do it because you're just a great band and you deserve to be heard. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I mean, I was considering retiring this year, but I mean, once I started working on some new material, man, I thought, oh man, I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, it's just going to be something I'm going to do till the day I die. I mean, once it's in your blood, nothing really changes.
Exactly. You can't retire, man. That's bullshit. I ain't going to let you retire. I'll bug the shit out of you.
Yeah. Well, it was more, there really ain't no money in this. Now we did really well last year. We did some really good shows. I don't know if you remember, we played the Whiskey Go-Go in L.A.
Yep.
That was a great show, and we played a big festival in Great Bend, Kansas last summer with Head East, Foghat, I forget the rest of the bands. That was a lot of fun. So, that was a very profitable summer. But, we're trying to get a spot at Rocklahoma again. I don't know if it'll be this year, most likely next year. I don't even know if they've rescheduled Rocklahoma or what's going on with it. But, and that's another example of what I'm kind of talking about. In 2008, when we did Rocklahoma, we had one of the biggest side stage crowds in the history of Rocklahoma. I mean, it looked like 10,000 people. And, after that, it was just like, they forgot about us and wouldn't book us. And that's another political thing down there. Most of those bands pay to play, which really sucks.
Really?
A lot of them do.
Jesus.
Well, in 2008, the guy that was running the retrospect stage charged some friends of mine $5,000 to play 30 minutes.
Wow.
Come
on, man.
Yeah, so I mean, we didn't have to pay to play, but they didn't want to pay us anything, and they wouldn't. I mean, we just got treated very, very disrespectfully, and that's what really upsets me. About the whole industry. It's like the disrespect from a lot of people.
I mean,
that should be behind you and pushing you and helping you and wanting to get you out there, especially when you have to draw that many people on a side stage. And I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I guess they're just afraid of people actually playing their own instruments.
Yeah, it could be some of that. I mean, like I said, we're hoping next year. We were actually supposed to play Rocklahoma this year. We had somebody that had a stage that wanted us to play, and then, like I said, it got canceled. So I don't really know what's going on at this point.
Right.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, it's their loss. If you're not involved, it's their loss. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, man. It's just it's just I don't want to sound like a whiner or anything. It's just like even in Kansas City, it's like you would think that'd be in our hometown. We had been invited to play Rockfest and so that's why we don't really go back to Kansas City, because it's amazing. We have fans all over the country who, and I know there are some good fans in Kansas City that love Banshee, but it just seems like we get a much better reception in a lot of other places than our own hometown.
Right.
And I have a theory about that. It involves other past members of the band, but I won't get into it.
And you don't have to. And you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I'm not. But that kind of really sucks. Just the disrespect, and I don't get it. But I kind of feel like I paid my dues, dude. I've been in Kansas City and playing since I was fucking 15 years old. And one cool thing is we're nominated we're nominated for an award for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Kansas City, Kansas in December. I think we're one of the contenders. And I don't know when if they finish the voting, but we're going to know something sometime within the next 6 months.
Nice.
So that would be really cool.
That would be cool, man. You deserve it, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So.
Absolutely.
But other than that, man, we're just, hanging in there, and we're just working on the new album. And I'm excited because I get to stay up here and do it in Michigan, and I'm working with a really good producer, and I'm not rushed. I can take my time. I can spend a week on guitar tones, like I said, we did the whole record in Des Moines in a week. And so it was really, really rushed. And this time I'm excited because I can take my time, and I'm working with people that I have a lot more faith in.
Absolutely. So what brought you to Michigan, man? Is that you got some family up there?
Well, I was in Kansas City. I was born and raised in Kansas City. My parents had passed away in 2005 and 2006. And, I was just like, man, I need a new start. I want to be somewhere that is just completely different from Kansas City. I wanted kind of a smaller town atmosphere. So a buddy of mine was coming up here to visit his parents. I rode up with him to check it out, and I fell in love with it. Kalleck, Michigan is just so fucking cool, man. I mean, the entire, town surrounding, houses surround, and businesses surround a giant lake, Lake Kalleck. So it's beautiful, and it's laid back, and low crime. And, it's really weird because the day that I moved up here, I got a job teaching at a brand new music store that just opened the day that I showed up. So it was really kind of weird, So, that's kind of why I just wanted to get away from the city. There was a lot of playgrounds and playmates in Kansas City that I needed to get away from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I got you, brother.
Yeah, I was partying too much, man, and, I wanted to turn my life around and just wanted to get away from that whole atmosphere,
Well, good for you, man. And so you're still teaching up there in Michigan?
Well, actually, the store I was teaching at closed. He retired. So no, I'm not teaching there. I've got a studio here at my house, and I really just kind of wanted to take a break from teaching because I did it for like 6 years straight, and I just got burned out on it, man, and I had developed a clientele by word of mouth around the town for kids, and so I had a lot of young kids from 6 to 12, and I love them to death. Don't get me wrong, but it was just, I wasn't really teaching the kind of things that I really felt like I should have been teaching, but I mean, the money was good and I enjoyed it, but I've taken a break from it. And, so I don't know. I might start teaching again. I haven't decided yet.
Well, you should, brother, man, because you're a great guitar player.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. I try.
Oh, you try, hell. Man, people need to go listen to some of them records, dude. You don't try. You're just amazing, brother.
Well, my playing has changed a lot in the sense that I concentrate more on writing, trying to write good songs, and I'm not trying to be, a guitar, flashy, trying to play fast on every solo, it's, so I'm kind of hoping that, people hear it as a maturity in my playing, when they listen to it and writing.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But hey, brother, you wanna promote the website or anything else you'd like to promote while I got you on here?
Well, everybody can go to the Banshee Facebook page. I think it's just look it up on your Facebook page, on your search. You should find it. And everybody should check out the interview I did on Sleaze Rocks. If you go to sleazerocks.com, click on the interview icon at the top, and then it will take you to a page. It was in the main feed, but after so many weeks, they take it down and they put it in their history. So you can find it if you just click on interviews. It was a really good interview. I think everybody would like, and it explains a lot of things, just about the band in the past, and a lot of things that I wanted to put to bed finally once and for all and move on from that. It was the backstory that everybody wanted to hear about and know about, but it's reached a point now where it's become more of a, an incendiary type,
right.
Thing. So I'm just trying to heal everybody and move on. But like I said, there's a lot of anger coming from, Tommy's side. And I talk about that in the interview as well. So check it out.
Dude.
Other than that, man, just stay tuned for a new Banshee record. Should be coming out this year. And I think it's going to be the best Banshee album yet. I think the production's going to be the best production ever. And I think the songwriting's going to be the best.
Right on, man. And
stay tuned, man.
I definitely will check that interview out. Actually, I'm going to do that today. So
awesome. Yeah, let me know what you think. Send me a send me a text and let me know.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of you later today, man. I'll send you some info. If you are up for giving us a few items to give away on the podcast, that'd be great, man.
Yes, do that. Send me your address, and in a couple of days, just send me a little reminder.
Absolutely,
because
brother.
I have a tendency of spacing out on shit.
Well, who don't? Who don't, man?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, brother.
But yeah, bro. Thank you so much for spending the time with me and talking about Banshee and your interest, and I just really appreciate it, a lot.
Nah, and we appreciate you, brother, man, for giving us all this great music, man. It's awesome.
Oh, well. Yeah, man. Well, that's what it's all about,
Yes, sir.
Writing good songs and that people can relate to and enjoy,
Right on, man. Well, you have a great rest of your day, brother. And I'll tell you what, man, I'll be in touch. And as always, Terry, it's a pleasure, man.
Metal Bob rocks.
Yeah, baby. Hey, man, and I hope to have you back on, man. When the new album comes out, I'll get a hold of you and we'll get you back on. We'll promote the shit out of that thing.
Great, man. That sounds awesome, dude. And yeah, I will get you a copy, no problem, or a few copies.
All right, brother.
So you can promote it and give a few away. Hopefully, we're going to get some new merch soon. I can send you some T-shirts too.
That'd be awesome, man. I'd appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. No problem, man.
All right, brother. You are the man, man. And thank you so much for your time, brother. You're very appreciated here at the Metal Bob Live podcast.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it, man. Have a great day, bud.
You too. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. That concludes today's episode of the Metal Bob Live podcast. Please go to our website to check out our sponsor links. And thank you for listening. Metal Bob out.